I'm Perry, for those of you guys who I haven't met. Excited to be here. I'm from the Atlanta office. We do this monthly. Thank you guys for being here. I know you could be anywhere in the world right now, and you chose to be with us.
I like that.
Yeah.
Page. Got that.
What's that?
Okay, wait.
It's gonna come to
Someone raps it? What?
Jay-Z. Yes.
Really?
That's what it's called.
Yeah, I'm like, that's Jay-Z.
Which line was it?
Either Stone, Cry, Stone Cry.
There you go. So here's the deal. You could be anywhere in the world. You chose to be here with us. And just so you know, I take that very seriously, and I know Trey does. We want you to walk out of here with at least 1 to 2 things you can implement in your business immediately. Here's what I'll tell you. Be very selfish in this hour. I'm going to take a ton of notes because I'm here to learn from the man. I want you to take a ton of notes. I want you to ask a ton of questions. We are streaming online. So what I told him is there's no, such thing as a bad question. This is going to live on forever because we also put these on YouTube. So if you found something inspiring, you go back and watch it later. So, this is Mr. Trey Adams from the Signature Group at Minneapolis Lakes. I asked him if he knew what his production last year was, and he was spot on. So their team, their group, did 146 units in 2023. 2022, thank you. See, he's paying attention. I like it. In 2022, we did 146 units, 50 million in sales volume for a total gross commission income of 1.185 million in earned commission. Let's give Trey a warm wake minute. All right. So, tell us about your journey into real estate. How'd you get in? When did you get in? And why did you get in?
So I got in. Sorry. Prior to that, I was at Comcast. That apartment I was in. It was stay on. That point. Real estate is something I always thought about being in. Prior to Comcast, I did mortgages. Self-employed at the time. So like having that background kind of 2014 was my first house. Opportunity came up. Make sure.
So literally, this is your 7th year in the business. Is that right? This is your 6th year. Right. That's my North Dakota math. So year 6, and last year we made over $1 million. A pretty good trajectory. So tell us about how it started. Did you start off at the Uptown office? Were you at another brokerage, or?
So I started off in the Uptown office. So what happened was when I left Comcast, friend Jose, also.
Yeah.
So we both left Comcast. Started the real estate classes. He went to a small brokerage at the time for like maybe a week or so, and then I had passed the test, and then I automatically a couple other people for Remax, person, Icer, kind of physical game. Still to the day, and I'll show you to that ball. Oh, I met with Julia, and I'm like, well, I like the Uptown vibe, like town, like what is kind of special.
And did you know someone at KW Uptown, or how did you make the connection? Was it like Did you find an ad or,
Actually, a lot of people was coming for like new agents, that didn't have a good training.
Yep.
And, Jose had actually first. We, like, you know, that former. Wow, that's smart.
you put Jose,
Yeah.
even though you joined first?
No, he joined first and then I joined.
Oh, perfect. Got it. Good
So the
old
thing
Jose.
about it is he passed the test right away. I mean, it's like, I'm so it's like, you know what, I had to figure it out after I passed.
Did he give you a hard time about that?
Or he told me like, you know what, you're overthinking the question. So, and so the last time, that's all.
Nice. So what, so again, we did 100, almost 50 units last year. Walk us through like the first year you did how many and kind of how'd you get to where you are today?
So my first year, I won 25 transactions. So from January to June, I began a business, building a foundation. I love my business. So I took the Ignite class, right after Ignite class, and, June to December, I had right, you know,
Oh, where did they all come from? I mean, was it just fear or?
so my first client was my mom. Sold her townhouse out in Tampa, and I helped her buy a house. So that was like, I think it was my first deal. And right after that, my friends from high school reached out, her buy a house, and then here is social media. I started. Well,
25 first year, and then what happened second year? Did you end up hiring anybody or walk us through the growth?
so then the next year, I was still on my own. And like a transaction coordinator part of the office. Kind of actually, I think every fall. Yeah. And next year was probably 38. I 18 started. How that came about, me and Julia, she's like my her. She was like, but she's actually back it up. When I first started, she had me going around showing clients' houses. And she was first time I wrote a contract, I didn't know what I was. She was like, "Hey, just write it up, send it over, whatever you write. Now, correct it." I'm in the office full time.
We'll edit that out.
We all thought that at one point too.
Well, I'm in the cubicle and I'm like, "Freak it." And so that's my knowledge. And I heard she and the question. And but just
You know what? This is funny. Matt will find this funny because I was the team leader of the Uptown office and we hired Julia to be our MCA. So I'm almost going to take credit for this success. Yeah, Julia was with Keller Williams. She left a little bit and then we brought her back. And I happened to be the team leader when our office was above our Apple meeting way back in the day. Matt was around. Yeah, she's amazing. So we put the group. So tell us more about putting the group together. So you guys started to work together and then what?
yeah, so Julia, like, you know what, the route you're heading, it'll be quite beneficial for certain. It looks like I had a transaction coordinator, my transaction coordinator, and I had one started. One time, like I didn't know what I was doing, certain systems, build out infrastructure. It was like a lot of trial and error. And came on with 20. She came on full time. She was actually working at Tom James. And I bought a couple of custom pieces for her. always followed up, followed me. And I'm like, got me to buy a suit. I never thought I would be buying a custom suit. But then that's how that came about. And then here we are.
So what's the makeup of the group today?
So we have Emma, we have Deja. Deja is the director of operations, transaction coordinator. We have about 6 agents on the team, and I have a Sean.
Six fully licensed agents?
Yep.
And do they do buy listings and buy, or do you handle all the listings, or?
Everybody handles their own.
Okay, and then you have a showing agent,
Yep.
and then, support staff would be, there's 3 in total?
Yep.
Okay, got it. So if you walked in late, ask questions as we go here. It's very informal. Please fire away with any questions you might have. So let's talk about systems. And I'm not saying this because you're sitting here. You are honestly one of my favorite follows on Instagram. And every time I wake up and I'm still in bed and I'm seeing Trey at the gym, I'm like,
Annoying.
it's amazingly annoying. So I'm going to talk about fitness and your journey there a little bit later. But so tell me about where business comes from, your systems, touch plan, like how did we get to where we are?
So a lot of my business, social media and word of mouth, past clients, systems right now that we've been at, and that we switched over to plus. So that can of our it's like a CT, a little bit more. So it handles all the back end transactions, maybe now business also. That was probably our biggest group.
He's command, love command.
She's my brain, so
That's where we still house our database.
yeah, command.
Okay, and how many, we'll just talk. How many Mets, like how many people in the database? We know?
Right now, it's 5,000.
And are those Mets people we know, or is that including farm, or?
Those are people.
Okay,
Well, sphere, social cash card.
good question?
I'm just gonna say that when the fans are on, it's really hard to get you guys the microphone.
Oh,
So
we
if you
talk louder?
speak up, yeah, everybody, when the fans are on,
Okay,
it's hard to pick up.
well, thank you. So that database of 5,000. So if I'm in that group, because, you know, we went to high school together, about the same age. How often am I hearing from you, letting me know that you're in the business?
At least once a month, or a couple twice.
Yeah, twice a month, and we have a newsletter that goes out to our sphere and also to our office. We're actually touching them for every listing as well, every time we have a listing that goes live. And then we send all of our clients that monthly. Just gives them an update on there.
You're using the neighborhood nurture smart plan?
Yeah.
Okay, and then the newsletter, is that via email too, or? Wow, cool. Do you guys do events? What else, what other?
So
events?
we've done events. The first one we done was the Christmas party. We got one coming up this or next one.
Early June.
Early June. Where we're gonna do a video premiere for the Little Mermaid. So I'm invited to that. I'm trying to plan out a party cookout hopefully this year as well. So before kind of COVID go down, so this thing that I gathered when I went to every evening, well, we got to get back to it. And that was like, I enjoy being in front of my clients, or events, stuff like that. Like, it's something that rented out the Moxie, and like happy hours with clients. So like, you know what, that was the stuff that was fun. Clients loved it, enjoyed it, had a good time.
Nice. What are you hearing so far?
Have accountability with each other as a group.
Yeah. So we have a team meeting every Monday at 11, and we're gonna go through our 411, and making sure we stay on that. We do our monthly revive. month ago, so that's on track. We do our business planning right around October, November. So we kind of come up with a 1 year word for the year, kind of get that later. And also, our goals, what we focus on, what we want to achieve this year.
Great question. Good.
Everybody on your team share the transaction coordinator and the showing assistant if they pay for it, or how does that work?
Yeah, everybody shares the transaction coordinator, and then my showing assistant is kind of more geared towards for me, but she does shows. Great.
Great question. So what's the word?
My word was commit.
Okay, tell us about that.
It was like something that like I wanted to make sure I had at the top of my mind every day. Something of a word that just really stuck out to me, and he wanted to commit it as part of the fitness journey though. Because that was something that like more important to me this year going in. I wanted to take my health serious. Took it for granted for so many years. This year, like, you know what? One thing I want to do is
Okay, let's dive in as we're talking about it. So what does that look like in your world?
so back in January, I ended up having like a small bone case of little blood going around. And at the time, I'm like, my blood pressure was up, my cholesterol was up. And it was like just all signs, not signs. But at that point, I'm like, you know what? I'm in the hospital. Because the doctor's like, I went to urgent care because I was coughing, and I'm just something was like, Beyonce, she's like, you know, you need to go to urgent care, get checked. I went to urgent care, get that checked out. The doctor, the nurse, she was like, it's just concerning because your blood pressure's up and your heart rate's up. Oh shit. And so then they're like, yeah, we're gonna need you to go to ER. So I'm like, I'll call my mom right away. Like, you know what, mom? Here we get up here because they got me going to ER. She drove me over to ER. I mean, just sitting in the hospital bed. I'm like, you know what? This is not healthy. I'm overweight. It's not a good issue. I was like, you know what? I told my mom that day that as soon as I get out of here, change it in. So like, you know what? For the world this year was committed. So like, you know what? So give it my all. This time, because before when I used to try to lose weight, I do it where I was like trying to bet people. You know, like we'll have like competition. Like I take competition serious. So you know, like I was bet $1,000 over losing most weight and stuff like that. So I'm like, you know what? That's just not gonna do. This time, like, you know what? I'm gonna look at this as a marathon. And just really, you know what? Not try to rush the process. Really, just take my time, take my energy, take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and just go and commit. And they got in a routine that's been working out for me, and so far it's up.
Since January of this year. And we're in May. So that's like 10 pounds a month almost. Yeah, you can. Yeah, so I see I should follow you on the Apple Watch. I see you post your monthly trends on the activity app. I see that. So what, some of us who don't follow you don't know what that looks like. So is it a commit, you go every day? I mean, what does that look like for you?
So during that time when I was going through the thing at the hospital, I met one, and I was the person I don't like the doctors, I get scared right away. And so I went met with a physician for the first time in like, or my primary care doctor. So I met with him, and he was like, you know what? He showed me my numbers, and he's like, I need to see you. And so I got some proof. So right then and there, he told me that. I'm like, you know what? It's kind of all the processed food. And the biggest thing when it comes to like losing weight, what everyone in life in general, is your mindset. And so I had to really focus on mindset on like what feeding my mind more positive thoughts to get to where I want to be. I had to tell my mind more positive affirmation. So every morning. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna get up. I was already an early morning person. Like I said, like I was in the bed, just not doing nothing, not being productive. Or I'll get up and go to in the office by 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and I'm hustling. And really, I was hustling, back, taking care of myself. So now, when I made a commitment to, like, you know what, I'm not gonna do work related stuff. So I get down working out and really get to the office. So I go to the gym, now I've been getting to the gym about 5:36 in the morning. Get home, shower up about 8, talking about 9:30. Just been working out. I'm less stressed now. I'm met with my doctor last first time that my cholesterol's been normal.
Yeah, I mean, literally every morning, I'm like, oh, Trey's at the gym again.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, so it's really a routine. Like now that I'm like, you know what, I don't need to rush to get to work. I don't need to everybody answer a client's call. Like, hey, some of my clients they text me in the morning. I'm like, hey, our response is looking up. I let my clients know, hey, this is what's important to me, taking care of my health. And a lot of my clients say, you know what, they appreciate. So like when I post up on social media, it's one that's holding me accountable, but then it's also inspiring other people through my journey. And the biggest thing, like, you know what, I look at it as like, it's not an instant gratification. That's a lot of times people think like they want instant gratification or to get better. Biggest thing, what I want to get results.
And you can say the exact same thing about yours.
I have a signature group on my vision board. I have it on my vision. I see. If you gotta go from team, like first team person, this is
Really is daily, but then also like for 1 week that we over, a lot of times my personal goal is to work out, work to generate things. So like right now, I think my team is running a contest. Where we kind of divided things up where we're like, what's the team get the most appointment held and signed, then the winning team will be able to go out and go to a nice fancy restaurant. But like as far as being committed, it's the daily was more of a routine. It's like a habit. Waking up, I don't think twice about not going to the gym. Like I'm just gonna knock it out. Then I get ready, go to the office, some follow-ups, about 5 years and stuff like that. You know, church houses, talk to clients, generally.
So as it pertains to your schedule, and family time and downtime, what you take a couple days off, what does that look like? In how late during the day do you work at night?
So now I try to down about 5-ish, get home about 6:30. And it's gonna be family stuff. House, just possible with the family. But I'm used to working every day. I don't work as hard as I was when I first started, but you know, I'm just working my time more efficiently. Having the support staff on the team, having the showing assistant, been, you know, help driver.
Do you have and I didn't prep you with this question, so if the answer is no, that's fine. Do you have a coach or someone holding you accountable?
Yeah, so we do have a coach that we hired on. She's helping build out our systems. My team, they all hold each other accountable. So that's the biggest thing, that having that camaraderie where we all get off each other and stuff like that. And you know, if I'm gonna be the leader of the team, you know, say I gotta show them, hey, you know what I'm saying, I'm putting my all.
Yeah, they could probably tell if you're not doing enough to what you say.
Yeah, because we got to a point where, if we're not hitting our goals, we're paying it.
Oh, what is that? What does that mean? What does that look like?
So whatever the goal is, well, we got our big rock for the week. We have our productivity and then our personal goal. So we set out to say this is our goal for the week. If we don't achieve one of those fields, we have to take paying like $5 per goal that they didn't achieve.
So big rock, personal, and then productivity.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you learned that in an accountability group.
Say it again?
You learned that in an accountability group, or where did that come from?
Yeah, accountability. So 2020, I was on the ALC, so I kind of got out of that. Asian leadership. So it's like the top 20% within our office. Defined to be a part of the leadership. It's kind of cool because you get to kind of see the number. They spend out what they bring in and like the numbers.
Go ahead.
A farm or an area that you,
Yeah.
you have a farm or an area that you work with the most?
No, we're pretty much all over. My niche, everyone, is more like first-time home buyers. My passion in that, just because I know experience what it takes. I'm saying something like the clients that didn't from my first generations or don't know the process of buying a house. So I can speak on experience. I had that for the time. I bought my first house. I was 29 years old. I just kind of focus more on first-time home buyers, but then also have clients from affluent clients to investors.
Sorry, one more fitness question. So when you went to the doctor, all that, like, so your previous routine was basically nothing or minimal. I mean, was this all just mindset? You decided and then it happened?
Yeah. And the biggest thing, like one of my words that I remind myself is, yeah, reasons are results. And that sticks to my mind every single day. It's especially when I feel like I don't want to go to the gym or whatever. I like to move that. I know where I want to get every month when I make my 135 and I like, this is my personal goal. I want to achieve. But yeah, it's a mindset. You know, the biggest thing is your mind. Mind's the most powerful. Yeah. Like your mind will tell you, oh, let's go eat that burger, or let's not work out. You let your mind get to you. Stop, shut that. And so like last month, I committed to going to the gym every single day, in which I achieved. And I'm like, you know what? Like before, I didn't think that was last year. I didn't even go to the gym. So it's like now that I'm in a routine, I feel good about myself. When I leave the gym, I feel a lot of stress on my shoulders. I feel relieved. I can get my day started.
Love it. Let's talk about mistakes. We've all got probably a hefty list of them. Any huge mistakes in your business that you've made that you don't want others to repeat?
Because everything I look at is learning opportunity. So I can take on all the mistakes. So I don't know who maybe want to not have a I think that'll probably be because now it's starting to get us the order. Eventually we want to cover different markets. So that's the main reason why we got a coach. And just trusting the process. Not rushing the process, but just kind of like really building out the systems. My biggest thing is on team. Like I want my team, I want everybody on the team to feel like, you know what, I want to be in front of them. And so I believe part of it having a short.
Was it scary to hire the first time and or know that you have someone's livelihood in your hands? And did you do anything to prepare for that as far as like set aside months of salary or any of that? Or, that's a lot of our folks that I meet are in that point where they need to hire. They're like, holy smokes, like just scared and I don't know if I have the money and can make it work and all that.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing, because like, you know what, like, you're responsible, up to you. My biggest thing, I'm a fair person, I make a lot of money. And so it's like, I'm like, man, I don't know if I can do this. And I always go back to like, always talk about the wins, this. When we start to get in our mind that, what if we, what if we can't pay this person's salary? What if we don't make it? That will stop you from achieving any goal that you set up. So, and so it's like, you get past those what ifs and just go for it. I'm saying you'll be surprised at what you achieve. So we've been together going on 4 years now. Everything's been running like that. I know it's going to get better. I appreciate that, because you know what? There will be in the beginning, building out the soul construction. So once we get to the point where we're expanding out to different markets, stuff like that. And the biggest thing to that also is the whole fear factor of like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it, I'm not gonna make up all the sales. You just gotta just put the work in. As long as you put the work in, you're really commit to putting the work in, you'll be able to achieve whatever you want to achieve. So that was my biggest thing. And top team for all the top team 2021, 22, number one team for most transactions.
Nice. Yes.
Do you have financial transparency with your team in terms of, like, it sounds like everybody knows, you know, what the revenue number is, but does your team know where the money is getting spent to help the business run?
So that's why we have a coach now, who's helping us really build out that looks like. So we have a P&L that we're putting together. Deja's been amazing at putting that together. So I'm like seeing what we're bringing in and what's going out. So now we got to think like a magnifying glass, like, oh shoot, maybe we need to slow down on this and cut back on that. So kind of seeing that graph has been helping us. When we meet with our coach, she's that as well, to let us know, okay, what we need to focus on.
From a P&L standpoint and or just spending standpoint, where's money spent from a lead generation standpoint? Is it on the events and whatnot? Because it sounds like your 36 touches mostly electronic via email. You guys do postcards or other mailings or any type of lead gen that is a line item on the P&L?
The client event would be our biggest one, or home buyer seminars like that, and the line items. But yeah, the thing was, starting off with the team, there's just so much that you wouldn't expect starting off, that it's a lot that goes into it. So like follow-ups, postcards, events, managing your client, it's a lot that goes into the team aspect of things. So luckily we do have a coach in place that's been able to us navigate through to
Yeah, I mean, just the branding or, you guys have 6 full-time agents now, essentially. So if I were, and are we looking to hire more? Okay, so one of the questions I like to ask is, what is your, and hopefully you'll find this to be a good question as you look at your value proposition. What is the value proposition of the team? Why would, an agent join you? What do they get?
Yeah, we have a whole presentation.
Okay, we have a presentation from the marketing standpoint to the branding, to transaction coordinating, to the director of operations. So like each agent has access to Deja, to Emma. Paige, she does a lot with an investor client. She just secured a big deal out in Maplewood. Her and Deja collaborate on masterminding how we're going to market this, what materials we're going to need. I remember a couple months ago, she did a mega open house. That's the first time we did that. And it was a great turnout. And I'm like, wow, that was dope. So, stuff like that. Most part, that's the systems, the CSUs, fine events, the signs, the business partner.
As an agent on the team too, definitely want to highlight the environment that the signature creates for the agent. That spirit of competition, that spirit of excellence, of getting better every single day, of failing forward, of learning and, continued growth and challenging each other. When we're going through something too, sometimes scripting through like, okay, so my client, this just happened, like, what would you do? Or, hey, come look at this house here. So there's a real spirit of collaboration on the team that helps a bit of competition.
And then we also kind of like house deals. You know what I'm saying? I got 2 deals this month from the team that we're gonna close on.
I was at the Uptown office for Julie's required module last week, and I walked back and saw your guys' space, and I have team envy, I guess is what I'd say. Like, I see all your stuff on social media, and I'm like, damn, you guys are just crushing it. And it's just so inspiring. I get goosebumps just thinking about what you guys are doing, and you have come so far in a short amount of time, and you guys, I mean, I just can't wait to see what the next few years look like. It's going to be so fun to watch. So, we have 20 minutes, so let's keep cranking away. What questions do you guys have? Yes.
So and maybe you mentioned this already, but you talk about a coach. Is it a real estate coach or is it a life?
Maps coach.
Oh, okay.
And if I don't know what MAPS is, I mean, I do, but if someone in the room doesn't know what MAPS coaching is, tell us about that for just 2 seconds.
So I believe it's an AW thing. So we pay $1,000 a month. We have a call, 30 minutes, and kind of go over what we want to accomplish as far as whether it's onboarding new agents, the systems, like we know about CISU, so our coach mentioned CISU will be a good form for use. So in the beginning, she kind of audited what we were doing and try to simplify what we should be doing, to run things effectively. And being part of MAPS coach, automatically you'll get, you don't have to pay for like the family reunion, you get a ticket, family reunion, and also camp.
You say we have coaching, is that your entire team? You guys all sitting down together? Is it just like the leadership of your team doing the coaching?
Yeah, so Deja has really been meeting with my coach or our coach weekly for the most part to build. I'm not a big person to build stuff out. But I would do what I want to kind of go over. Like that.
With your team, then after you're going to coaching and then bringing it back to your team, or okay?
Is that the like Monica Reynolds EA coaching, or is it agent coaching?
Agent, but she meets with people too. So the leadership of
Got it. Julie.
How is Julia still part of your team?
So she's like so me and Julia started the team together. And so she leads the team. She has the connections with like the county, stuff like that. Just like she has coaching, stuff like that. So
He's awesome.
So how did y'all?
So prior to COVID, it was that's when I had my license in Georgia. Because I was looking at also buying a place in Georgia. But then that kind of wasn't things. So really, during that time, it made me realize, going now, needed a coach to be able to get to. Sure, if saying like, I didn't saw a couple houses there, but in order to have a team, like we have here, we had to get all of it. That's why right now we've been slow on hiring new agents. Want to make sure when a new agent comes on, they understand the vision that we're
If you come onto the signature group, y'all encourage, like the person who wants to get that agent wanted to get you off.
We haven't got to have one, but yes, and I'm always team. We did have Amy that was part of our team a couple years ago. She ended up getting her own broker license, stuff like that. So my friend.
Your 5-year outlook for the team.
I want to be able to always open up in Dallas, Atlanta, team in Atlanta. Then also, we're gonna look at getting into some development. It's been amazing job with a developer. That I have a dream of tapping into. Process of a house or community right now. There's a community out in Maplewood called the Kennedy Squares. It's a 16 complex unit townhome. And so that'll be my goal also. Open up a different market.
Do you have a favorite book? Anything you'd recommend? You read it all? Or audio or podcast?
That's my goal to start doing that. The book I did just pick up, played is what the Rockefellers do. So it is big on financial literacy and that's what generation. I've been getting into that. I wasn't taught. Part of the reason, like a couple of weeks ago, we went to a high school to teach kids importance of like owning home, importance of credit, importance of managing finance, like that. I wasn't taught it. Didn't see my parents buy houses at an early age, but I didn't understand credit. So now that I'm in a position that I understand credit, it's allowed me to be able to help other people, saying look at different things.
So we got 3 kids, and you're engaged. What besides family time? What do you do for fun? What do you do to unwind? What does time off look like?
Spend time with friends. Want to take on trips. Got back to the 7-day cruise. I never thought. I want to say I never. I just didn't plan on doing a 7-day cruise. When they said 7 days, I got anxiety off top. So I'm like, I'm about to be away from work for 7 days. My business is gonna slow down. I'm not gonna have cell phone reception. I'm like, I can't do this. And you know, when I got there, I'm like, no, it's relaxing. The biggest thing, like Julia said to me, is like you need to take a vacation. Like, really take a vacation, have that time for yourself. And I really never really realized that. Like, because when I'm on vacation, I always work. Always have my laptop. I'm always working. I'm always answering phone calls. I never really got to this joy not answering my phone or responding. Now that we have a team in place, they're able to help assist me, stuff like that. So I fit in.
So hopefully you didn't reach out to any of them the whole time, or
Be honest.
FaceTime me every day.
Be honest.
Try not to. Yeah.
It's improved. It's lessened. It is.
well, and it sounds like you've come a long way.
Yeah.
It's progress, not perfection. Right? Other questions?
Well, one of your postal stories, like a few months ago. How has business helped you as a father to have a kid see you professionally?
So the biggest thing, like I said, like I wasn't taught this growing up. I wanted to be the parent that be able to give this knowledge to my son. You know what I mean? Even things I got to do to my son. And so him, like trying to understand the process. I want him to understand what's important, how to be able to set himself up, and coach him every step of the way. But he looks at to me like, Dad, he sees the best I have. his friends that they see how we live and how impactful I can be. So they like tune in. And see him very well. So as my daughter. Just want to make sure I still important of credit score looks like. So recently, well, not recently, but a couple years ago, I put up as an authorized user on my credit card. Turned 18, I was so anxious to see what his credit score was going to turn out to be. I always hear like, as your kid's an authorized user, their score could good, you know, or their scores will start off good. Sure enough, his score was like a 750. And I'm like, you know what? I was starting him off with that. He has a car that's paid off. Like, I just don't want him to go through life. Have to worry about so much. Of course, you know, people are going to struggle and stuff like that. And I look at that as an opportunity to learn something. But this day and age, I want to make sure that I can try to help him, guide him in the right direction.
He's playing football in the fall, right? He's gonna be a freshman he's a senior now? Yeah.
Correct.
And he's playing football where?
At Park Center right now, but then he's going to go to Augsburg.
Augsburg, that's right. Yeah. How exciting is that?
We went on the college visit with that though. And I was one. Actually, the head coach is middle school teacher. Sorry. Nice.
I feel like, so I have twin daughters that are juniors and a son who's a sophomore, and then a 6-year-old and a not quite 2-year-old, but we could have a whole entire dialogue about, you know, paying for college and all of that advice and save that for another. Okay, so, what are some of your biggest challenges with your business currently? Yes.
I look for constantly like other areas. So I feel like when those come up, nice opportunity to change things, have dialogue around it.
You seem very learning based. I mean, you talked about bowl, you talked about Ignite, you have a coach. Other classes you guys are taking advantage of that you'd recommend?
So back in was it February or January, I took the Gary Keller agent class down in Austin, Texas. That was really impactful kind of to hear him teach the whole day. That I would recommend. I plan on do it. I think they do it once a quarter. So I do plan on doing that once a year there. Always go down to the family reunion for to get out this weather. And, mastermind was like my I have a core group of agents, different states that mastermind all the time. So we'll always share best practices, things and areas of opportunities that they're doing that's being successful, things that they're implementing with their team, and things that we can bring back to.
I feel like that's one of the biggest things folks don't take advantage of. You know, I mean, even amongst our collective group, we have five market centers, 800 agents. If you just take time to go to a class up in Otsego or Edina or Eden Prairie or Uptown and just network with people, I guarantee you're going to learn a ton. You know, what he's talking about is on the national level is a whole nother opportunity that is huge that I feel like most people don't take advantage of.
Yeah, it's like I look at it as like I've always find I want to network with like that's really what I'm bigger level than I'm doing. It's something that motivates me. It's something I can learn from. So when I go to family reunions, I go there to network and stay in contact with people. Here we kind of together, we mastermind. Was in Atlanta last year. This year we're going to Virginia, and just just figure out, okay, this is what we're doing. This is our goals. We come up with goals, like hold each other accountable. Like my biggest thing right now, I take on with them every week, see how their health goes. That's what's important to me, and I know that's what's important as well. So we make sure, you know, stuff with each other. It's pretty encouraging.
Questions?
Hey Trey, when I do the KPAs with individuals, I always like this question. I appreciate you being here today, and I also appreciate your team being here. Yet I like the question when it's asked, who are 3 people that you most admire and like? Why? And I'm always just kind of amazed at the responses from individuals. And so I just be curious, who are 3 people that you like, admire, why?
I had to ask a question like that. 3 people. Okay. First, like people like.
I'm doing this on purpose with you right now. You're doing great. So individuals will often say, do they need to be real individuals or, fictional? And I said to you, who are two? Because, and the reason for this question, just so everybody understands, because we like what Trey is sharing with us, and this is very valuable. Now we like to think about, and we really want to see how he thinks, and who does he admire, and who does he like. Perry asked what he's reading, who's he following, what's he listening to. But sometimes if we just say, who are 3 of those individuals? So there I bought you a little bit more time. Who?
So that admires Nipsey Hussle that passed away. And being is because he was so motivational, so inspiring. I learned a lot from him. Was it daily? It's something I can take in and really what he's been through, his lyrics, and kind of add that into my business and also personal. So him, my mom, she's been mama.
Client.
She's always supporting me. She's my biggest fan. She's just somebody like we've been on this whole journey together. So she's been in the gym with me. She's not the person that worked. So she sees me being dedicated. It's been inspiring and motivating her to go. So good morning, mom. And take that for granted because her mom, a lot of people don't have their moms. Other whatever the case is, like to be able to see my mom, she's been through stage so long. Then I'll say that my kid. It gives me motivation to go out.
Thank you.
Oh, that was
Very good.
But,
I like Dion. You know my top.
did you see the Colorado spring game was packed with like 50,000 people? Last year they had like 3. Yeah, it's fun to watch what they're doing. Obviously you have all this experience, you've grown a lot personally and professionally. What advice would you give all of us? I mean, whether I'm brand new to the business and I don't have a clue, or, I'm a, $20 million producer, or whatever, what advice would you give all of us based on your experience?
What I tell my clients, what I tell them about, the thing is, anything worth having is not going to come. Whether that's your business or your health, that's the biggest thing. And also, like, the biggest thing to me also, like, for the growth, you can't become like, want to learn, I want to experience different things. Thing worth having is I tell my clients all the time when they're stressed out, buying process, and it kind of just version of it.
What have you not asked that you're gonna walk out of your 10 minutes and be like, damn, I wish I would have asked that?
Back to your question, say at your house. I remember an interview that you did to the at your house that you invested in, like, drinking, just talk about those personal goals or things that you're doing or how you.
So my first house I bought 2015. for 184,000. My second house was like Minneapolis, bought that for 180,000. Then my third house was a house foreclosure on the park. And I so happened to show on a client that house at the time. And I walked in there, I'm like, what is it? And I said, oh, shoot. It needed a little bit more work than what they wanted to take on. And so the moment they said that, I called my loan officer and said, hey, whatever you need to do, I need to get by this house. So I bought that house, I renovated it. And so that was in 2019. And then 2021, I bought a townhouse. 2022, I built my house out in Champion. And then sold my mom's house. Used her equity put down towards my down payment. And then I allowed her to take my house over, take over that.
Yeah, so let's talk about wealth building for a second. So, so passive income and doors owned. So you have what, 4 or 5? So five doors. And you're what, third? You said 38? 38. Right?
Yeah, so it's like, I got all of them, I got well over 100,000 against it. And so like, my goal is to add some more, like pretty much using a lot of this. So that's why I kind of clients, whoever want to understand how I got to that. But that was my vision. Like I knew 401k wasn't in real estate. I calculated it up last week. I'm sitting on close to 600,000-700,000 with the equity. I'm supposed to sell all my properties right now. So I'm number where I want to be able to retire with.
So a great topic there. I host a net worth session. I don't know if you have it. Do you track your net worth somewhere? Do you have a net worth tracker? I can certainly share it with you if you don't. Is that something you track?
That's what team I have.
Okay. Yeah. So if you don't have a net worth tracker, I could host a session. I could send it to you. We have a great tool that we've taught in the Edina office that is a great. So you can track your net worth on a daily basis.
Can I ask your team a question? What are y'all words? Business, that y'all come up with words?
He stole my mind.
Wow.
Yeah, we all came up with a word, everyone on the team, and business and mine is
So mine, I wanted it to be consistency, but that was too long to fit on these little artsy paddles that we did. So I just did.
How often are y'all looking at those? And what is it? Is that like a monthly deal? Is it a weekly deal? Is it a daily deal? No, I don't.
Then every Monday, our opening slide on our presentation is words under.
If I'm on the team, one second, Julie. If I'm on the team and I come to the Monday meeting, what numbers am I reporting every week? Or are there any?
We kind of go over like your week. What was your big win for the week?
we review our numbers weekly, so we use CSU, which is awesome for, our agents will go in and they'll plug in their own equipment that they're signing. And then that reflects with nice, pretty dashboard that we do.
So we kind of look at, it's like a leaderboard as well. So we'll see who's on top with the volume, units. But we'll see like, catching up. We're all competitive. The numbers and stuff like that. So everybody on their toes.
As we close, what did we not ask you that we should have? Any closing thoughts or any final? Oh, wait, Julie had one more. Sorry, you had your hand up.
I was just wondering, since commit is your word, did you get engaged before you picked your word or after?
It's been in the making for a while now.
Okay. I have no idea anything, so I just.
Yeah. No, we're taking our time. We're in a good space, but you know, as time comes, when God permits, then happen.
But I mean, did you get engaged before you picked your? Okay.
Fair question.
Figure out what inspired what.
What do the signature group, anybody can ask, what do y'all look? For? Agent. Jump. No, y'all. But. Presentations. Sure. That's fine. Curiosity. What do y'all look? Okay. It would be any agent, just can't. And I think that's good for everybody. Shot that.
Pretty much one is the energy of that person. We're big on camaraderie, big on team atmosphere. So try to protect it as much as possible because we don't want the energy around. So that somebody that's just committed, that shows up, that wants to learn, and wants to thrive. In the beginning, we had like new agents that joined the team, but their drive was there. So somebody that shows up and also now, right now, we've been looking for more of a that's been seasoned, that's been through the process. A lot of times people get into business for education, thinking that, oh, they're gonna make a lot of money. And when they realize like, how much that, and they're out of business. That's what we kind of want. Because there's a lot of time, energy, money that goes into bringing on people on the team. So we have to change our marketing, stuff like that.
Say culture fit. Just so that's just what the kid likes to have fun. Cultural. Be collaborative.
Last question, then we got to close because we're 3 minutes over. What, so we did 146 units, 1.1 million in GCI and 50 million last year. What's this year's goal?
This year, we probably have to readjust the nature of the business. However, things are picking up. So our goal is about 66 million in volume, about 180 transactions.
I have no doubt you're all going to be successful, whatever. All right, let's give these guys a round of applause. So quick plug for next month. Next month on June 20th, it's a Tuesday, we're flying in Sven Anderson from Boston. His team did 177 million last year. His gross commissions were 4.2 million. The session will be at 1 o'clock here, 1 to 2:30, interview with him, followed by a sports entertainment interview from 3 to 4. Then we're all going to the Twins Red Sox game that night. Everyone is welcome. We're going to get marketing materials out this week. And get a chance to see a guy who did 177 million and 4.2 in commissions. That blows anybody in our region out of the water, and it's going to be amazing. So, Boston. Yeah, so we're flying him in for the Red Sox series. So we're going to go to the game that night, and it should be fun.
Not much volume, but just because the home prices are.
You're going to have to come and show up and find out. I have no idea. That's my honest answer. The 20th. So, cool. All right, man.